Hello and welcome to Season 5 of the NGO Whisperer Show. My name is Dr. Carolyne Opinde. I'm the founder of the NGO Whisperer and the convener of the NGO Whisperer Masterclass, the official sponsors of the NGO Whisperer Show. Here at the NGO Whisperer, we provide technical support to nonprofits and social enterprises so they can successfully impact people's lives. Joining us today from Johannesburg, South Africa, is one of the NGO Whisperer Global Fellows class of 2021, Dr. Irene Kamara, the founder of Young Global Entrepreneurs. Dr. Irene is a great leader who is impacting lives of women and the youth in South Africa. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Carolyne. I'm privileged to be on your show, as always. Thank you so much.
We are truly honored to have the NGO Whisperer Global Fellows class of 2021. Season 5 is dedicated to our fellows, and we are just so honored to have you as part of this cohort. Dr. Irene, you are a scientist. You have a PhD in chemistry. You are a university professor. What inspired you to step into the nonprofit sector?
Thank you so much, Dr. Carolyne. As you've already indicated, I'm a scientist. I'm in the academia. I've worked in industry. I've had a chance to be exposed to many work areas in life. And also I've had a chance to be exposed to a lot of young people. Because of that, I felt that it is really important for me to help these young people, as we all know that unemployment is skyrocketing all over the world. So how do we help these people? And that's where the idea came from, to be an entrepreneur and to think how I use the skills I've acquired to help these young people.
What is the focus of your work at Young Global Entrepreneurs? Who are your beneficiaries? What programs do you implement in communities, and who are your partners?
Our focus is skills development, and this skills development is in many areas. First of all, at the moment, we have running programs like teaching women how to feed themselves through agriculture, and that one is a focus on developing women. Then we have the focus of also developing young people, and these are the youth. And this is skills development is broader than agriculture. So we are looking at empowering these young people who have no jobs, but they have education, even those who don't have education, to know that you can employ yourself. And that is the key area where we are focusing. And now we go out, we partner with everybody, we partner with NGO Whisperer, who are our tutors, the people who help us to understand the nonprofit sector, because this is a very difficult sector for us to understand. And when you get guidance from NGO Whisperer, it becomes much easier.
When you're working in communities, which specific communities are you working? I know you live in South Africa, you work in South Africa, but where specifically are you implementing your programs?
We focus on informal settlements, and these are areas where people, I don't want to use some words, feel like they are forgotten. They feel like they're forgotten, they have nothing. This comprises where they sleep, what they eat, education, everything that is basic to life. So we work in those areas. We are looking at these people and giving them a second chance and telling them you actually can do something for yourself. How can we empower these people? So our focus in areas where people feel they can't do anything, they feel neglected, they feel not cared for.
One of your projects is called Help a Woman Feed Her Family, a project that you started during the COVID-19 lockdown in South Africa. What successes have you achieved through your program, Help a Woman Feed Her Family?
Oh, there's a lot we've achieved with Help a Woman Feed Her Family. In the beginning, we started in an area called Vusimuzi, an informal settlement, which is in Johannesburg. And there we managed to set up some gardens for women. Those are individual gardens. We also set up a community garden, which was run by women. And we partnered with the local government. They were working with us. And at the same time, we had some cooperatives, people who had their own cooperatives, who gave them advice, and we intend to work with them more. We've also been privileged to partner with Global Giving. And with that, we can see so much has happened at the moment. We are even reaching out to more people and improving our fundraising skills. And we are very excited because we know we are going to cover a lot of people, and wow, it's very exciting.
That's wonderful to know that during the COVID-19 pandemic, you stepped up your game and you reached out to underserved communities, specifically women in informal settlements, to help them fight hunger in the household or at the household level. I am also aware of your programs that are going to focus on teaching young people trades, making them artisans, helping them to take on technical skills that is so much needed these days. What skills are you intending to instill among young people and helping them set up their small businesses?
The skills program covers a broad range of skills, and that includes primarily, we want to focus on skills where somebody can be in their space and implement that. And as we all know, food is an issue in Africa, where it shouldn't be, especially in these areas, informal settlements. Again, these young people are from informal settlements. So we are looking at also extending the agricultural training to these young people. And beyond that, we want to set up some sort of a training center where the agricultural skills will be in-house. And we also have the skill of designing, sewing, as some people may take it, because we have that skill in-house. But we are also looking at partnering with companies where we outsource these people and they go out and they learn how to do things like plumbing, things which those skills are very necessary in communities. We want to look at skills where they can start their own businesses. And those are some of the skills we are looking at.
You are doing commendable work, creating not job seekers, but job creators in South Africa, where unemployment is really on the rise right now. So we're going to take it a notch higher and talk about your involvement with the NGO Whisperer Global Fellowship Program. For the last 6 months, from July to December 2021, we engaged with you. You came on board as one of the NGO Whisperer Global Fellows class of 2021. And I wanted to check in with you. I wanted to ask you, why did you decide to join the NGO Whisperer Global Fellowship Program?
First of all, I want to thank the NGO Whisperer Masterclass for having offered us the opportunity to learn all about running an NGO, because it's a lot. I can't say everything here on today. The time is very limited. First of all, the management, NGO Whisperer management is fantastic. And then the leader or the founder and CEO of NGO Whisperer is the person who inspired me to start the Young Global Entrepreneurs. And since then, I've worked with her very, very closely. So I knew what I was going in for. So when I was offered this opportunity, I just knew I was going to gain. So the messages which were sent out, we knew that what we are going to get out of the program is just fantastic. And honestly, I've learned a lot. I've learned about program management from inception to monitoring and evaluation. That means, how do you write a proposal? How do you write a small, medium to large proposals? How do you seek funders? How do you monitor your work? Components of an NGO program. So I would advise people to look at it and explore this NGO Whisperer, because trust me, first, there's so much I can say. For now, I'll stop there.
Thank you so much for the positive feedback. You've mentioned new areas of knowledge or insights that you gain. Could you share with us, please, what stood out for you out of all the modules? Because there are so many modules you attended. Every week for 6 months, you attended modules and submitted assignments. But which top 3 stood out for you, or are actually the ones that you started implementing already in your organization?
The top 3, first of all, the number 1 is funding, looking for funds. How do you source funds? Because that is one of my primary challenges. How do we get funds? We've been struggling, but when we were taught, how do you present yourself to the funder? How do you even know who to ask for funds? There are all these steps. How do you eventually write a proposal? And that is for me, and knowing how much to ask for, because sometimes you think you can ask for so much. How do you evaluate yourself and see that this, I'm not yet there, or I'm still learning? So all that is coming under funding. Then there's also partnerships. It's so important to have partnerships, but how do you know who you should partner with? And apart from that, how do you develop relationships with your partners? And how do you give feedback to your partners? How do you maintain your partners? So partnerships are very important in a nonprofit, because you can't do it by yourself. And this is some of the information we learned. And one other one which came out for me, which stood out really, is monitoring and evaluation. When we do this implementation, we know we got the money and now we are doing the work. We forget recording things which are essential when you have to write reports. You have to monitor everything and be strategic into doing that, set up systems. And then with that also, we have to look at the evaluation. How do you evaluate your project? How do you give feedback to your funders? So these are some of the things for me which I felt were very important. And I've already started implementing the fundraising aspect of that. And the monitoring evaluation, we are putting systems in place. And right now we are also trying to talk to the local government. How can we partner? How can you join certain organizations?
Dr. Irene, now that you've completed the NGO Whisperer Global Fellowship Program, what plans do you have for young global entrepreneurs in 2022?
If I can say everything, I'll never finish, but I'll try to be as brief as I can. First of all, this year, we are looking at acquiring as many funds, as much money as we can through fundraising, because that is, everything depends on money. So the plan is to fundraise as much as we can. We are very fortunate to partner with Global Giving. It gives us visibility, it gives us all the things where we need to raise funds. We are learning a lot. And then we also are trying to see how we scope our work in such a way that we can reach so many young people. Right now, we've been focusing on the women, because during COVID, it was very difficult to get a hold of all these young people. But now we want to scope to find how we get in the young people in conjunction with the companies. How do we leverage from the benefits from the companies? Because that's very powerful. You can reach out to many people while the companies are also supporting them. So that's how we are looking at in the next 12 months. We hope to achieve that.
Excellent. We cannot wait to see the impact that you're making in the lives of women and young people in informal settlements in South Africa. Dr. Irene, what message do you have for the government of South Africa, for civil society organizations and good citizens on empowering women and the youth in informal settlements?
The message I have for the government of South Africa is simple. They have to encourage people to do things from the ground, meaning if there are people who are looking at starting things, because a lot of people get stuck in the stage, in the initial stage, you don't know where to go. So I'm encouraging the government of South Africa, if people come through and they're starting a project, how do you support them to get off the ground, to try to support this project? Because it can be very difficult if you don't come across people like Carolyne. I'm sure I wouldn't have probably been where I am now. And speaking to Carolyne, I'm speaking because I tried and I couldn't get far. So you need guidance. They need to hold hands of these people who are trying to help themselves and encourage that. Sometimes it doesn't need a lot of money. It needs training, motivation, and I'm sure government can afford that. And there is land. So agriculture is easier because you have land. So government can say, okay, we have land here. Is anybody interested in doing these things? And that will really, people will know, I have a skill, I can learn a skill and I can implement it. So I want them to be more involved at the ground level and reach out to people, put up maybe posters to ask people, is anybody interested? Because sometimes you need somebody to ask. So that's what I would, and to partner, of course, supporters who are already in the programs.
Those are powerful words of wisdom and request to government, civil societies, and good citizens. Thank you so much, Dr. Irene. Where can people connect with you?
The best place, first of all, is our website, youngglobalentrepreneurs.com, and all other connections are there. We are available on Facebook as Young Global Entrepreneurs. We are available on LinkedIn, and we are available on Twitter, but we are very visible on Facebook. And if you type in Young Global Entrepreneurs, YGE, you'll see us, we'll come through. But our website has all these connections. And if you want to donate to Young Global Entrepreneurs, you can still donate to us through our website.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Irene Kamara, empowering women and the youth in informal settlements in South Africa to create not job seekers, but job creators through agriculture and other entrepreneurial skills. We appreciate you, we honor you, we applaud you, and we are so honored you are one of the NGO Whisperer Global Fellows class of 2021. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Dr. Carolyne, for always being a role model to us. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. And I would also want to thank your team, because you don't work alone in space, because we don't see them, but they're doing a great job there in the background behind the curtains, because without them, I don't think it will be easy for you. So I would really want to thank Young Global Entrepreneurs. Already I have partners partnering with other organizations, and I see, I mean, the year is just bright. Thank you so much, Dr. Carolyne, and your group. And the NGO Whisperer. Please, urge you, go look for NGO Whisperer. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media. On 29th January, we held the NGO Whisperer Global Fellowship Program graduation for class of 2021. At the same time, we launched class of 2022 call for applications. We invite you to apply. The applications close in 30 days. So we invite you to apply and join us. In 2022, we will have 20 fellows. In 2021, we had 14, and in 2022, we are taking it a notch higher, and we're going to have 20 fellows from around the world. Would that be you? Go to our website and Apply, put in your applications, and we look forward to having you. Classes will begin, as always, in July all through to December, and a graduation following soon. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. As always, it's all about connecting people, raising funds, and impacting lives globally.